Hello Libras, welcome to my channel. This is Awakened Healings with Jess. I'm glad you all stopped by. Right now I'm doing your energy report for the month of April. Okay, and those of you who are new to my channel, a little bit about myself. I am an emerging shamanic practitioner. So my focus and intent is to bring you messages of healing, inspiration, everything that you need for your up-leveling. Also, some of you may be here seeking guidance to answers, maybe some advice. So I'm hoping that my channel can do that for you all. I do weekly healing energy reports, and that's for the general, that's a very general reading, okay? But it's basically just to talk about what's going on for that week. You start to see some emerging trends and themes that are coming out. So stay tuned. Definitely check out those weekly energy reports. You may find some interesting nuggets of wisdom and guidance that you need that maybe will not come through here. But this is specifically for Libras for the month of April. And again, this too is also a general reading. So some of the messages may resonate with you, some of it may not, and that's okay. So just take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, all right? So what I like to do is I'm going to start off with a 5-card spread using tarot. I use the Osho Zen tarot card deck, followed by another 5-card spread using the Untamed Oracle deck. And what I like about that is that the Oracle deck allows me to see any synchronicities and dualities occurring within your reading. So that's just extra confirmation that this message is for you. Oh, I can't take that. It was way too many cards. So also the Oracle deck also serves as a form of clarification in case there's any extra questions or lingering things that weren't quite answered. So the Oracle does a really good job of, you've got bonus, you've got 2 cards, okay? So we'll take it. Okay, wow, interesting for Libras. Two major arcana cards. And the energy for the deck is creativity. Very lovely, Libras. So let's start talking about what's below the deck. So it's the 3-card, it's creativity. In the regular tarot deck, this is the Empress card, okay? So right now, Libras, many of you are being called to tap into your divine feminine energy, which is sparking a lot of creativity within all of you. So for creativity, many of us in the collective are up-leveling ourselves, and this is a time period where many of us are taking on new projects, new endeavors, new creative, testing out new creative outlets, whatever that could be for you. It could be, you know, anything from artistic to like painting, to creating music, to writing books, to writing a blog, to maybe doing something with the culinary arts, cooking, baking, you know, things like that. Maybe it's volunteering, you know, doing something with a sense of service, serving others. Maybe it's just you finding a new way to express yourself, and that could be through a blog, through a website, what have you. But anyway, creativity right now is crowning over. That is the overall energy of this reading for you, Libra. And when we are tapping into our creative juices and our creative minds, we are leaving everything external outside of us, and it allows us to be fully present in order to create that thing that needs to be birthed, if you will. And when we are in our creative energy, we are fully present in that moment, and we're only thinking about what it is that we're creating. We are in total alignment with the divine, because that message or that download for your creative outlet is coming through the divine, and your creative projects essentially no longer really belong to you, because you're gifting it to the world, to the universe, to those who need it. So, okay, that's where we're starting. In the center of your reading, Libras, We have courage, okay? Right now, you're asked to tap into your inner courage. We see a flower that is literally growing in between two stones. Really challenging environment to be in, really challenging environment to thrive. But this little flower, this little daisy is doing it. No matter what is happening with all these rocks and stones and tight spaces, they persevered. This is about perseverance and blooming and stepping into your truth, okay? Also, it's an 8 card, and this is synonymous with the strength card in tarot, which shows the lion. So, masculine energy, you're being asked to persevere through some pretty tough and austere conditions. And you're blooming, Libra. You're blooming. You are showing your authentic self. You are showing up in a new way to the world. And it is taking a lot of personal courage to do that. Yeah, it is tough conditions, but you're doing it, okay? But in doing so, try not to compare yourself to others. So you have the comparison card. This is the 5 of Clouds, which is synonymous with the 5 of Swords in the regular tarot deck. Here you see a bamboo stick next to an oak trunk. Apples and oranges, people. You know, and it's just like with yourselves. You cannot compare yourself to other people because you guys are not the same. You're not going through the same journey. You have not lived the same lives. You have not been through the same experiences. So there's nothing to compare yourselves to. Just be you. Be authentic to yourself and use yourself as a measuring stick. If you have to measure. But yeah, you know, be proud of who you are and where you come from and what you've done and where you're going. The only way to measure your progress is to look at where you've been and how far you've come. That's the only place where you should be comparing yourself to is where have I been, what are my milestones, and what do I think is in store for me. You have the Rebel card coming up for you, but it's coming up in reverse. This is a 4 card Major Arcana. Major masculine energy. In the regular Tarot Rider-Waite deck, this is the Emperor. So the most masculine card of the deck. In Libras, you're being asked to step into your masculine power right now. Okay? Which isn't surprising given the Strength card. But when the Rebel comes up, you all are challenging yourselves to break the chains, and there is a chain down here that he is breaking. So it's breaking the chains of convention, breaking the chains of what society thinks that you should be, conventional thought. This is you stepping into who you are. This is you stepping into your power. This is you stepping into your authentic self. So whatever that means for you. There is spiritual growth here. You are redefining your sense of self, your values, your spiritual belief system. So everything who you once were is now being evaluated and rebuilt. But you're struggling with it a little bit internally because it came out reverse, which suggests an internal struggle with this. So just get comfortable with it. I know when we go through major change and major personal growth, we have to show up in a different way because we can't hide this aspect of ourselves anymore. And it requires tremendous strength and courage to do so. For many of you, it is keeping you up at night. This is the Sorrow card, 9 of Swords in the regular tarot deck. And in the regular tarot deck, the 9 of Swords is represented by a person sitting upright in bed with all 9 swords pointing at their back. They can't sleep. They're very anxious. There's a lot of anxious energy about what it is that's on their mind. And for you, right now, the anxious energy is about up-leveling and emerging in your true form, in your true self, in your new self. And you're afraid of how you're going to be accepted by society. You're afraid about how you're going to be accepted by your friends and family. But don't fret, okay? Because you're doing what you're supposed to do. You got to let it go. You got to let go of those worries, because all it's going to do is create a block for you all. Okay, so just know that you are divinely guided, and this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you are right on time with the cycle that we just started last week. We just came into Aries energy on the 20th of March, which was Wednesday, and that was also when we had the full moon in Libra. Libra represents relationships, so focus on who's in your lives right now, because the next full moon will also be a Libra full moon, but it will be in April, and that's sort of, it's a rare event that we have two full moons in the sign of Libra. That's rare. One that we just had was 0 degrees. The one that we're going to have in April is at 29 degrees. So you have a full moon cycle to figure out who in your life is truly supporting you, and who in your life is really going to make the cut, so to speak, because Libra is represented by the scales, represents balance. And if something is off kilter or out of balance, now's the time over this next moon cycle to make the necessary changes to bring those scales back into balance. And if it means offloading a person or two, well, then so be it. So I'm really curious to see how that works out for you next moon cycle. So I'll check in with you all in a month from now. But going back to your reading. Okay, so sleepless nights. Lots of personal courage being required in order for you to step into your truth. It's creating internal conflict and internal emotional strife. Isolation came out reversed, which suggests, again, internal conflict. And the fighting card came up reversed. Lots of things are going on for you internally, Libras. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to be in your emotions. Do not shut down. Do not become this ice man, okay? I'm going to show this card upright so you can see what I'm talking about. The Iceman is iced to any type of emotion. He is hardened, he is frozen, but this card is showing that he is warming up, okay? He is allowing those tears to flow. And Libra, if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. Have a good, solid cleansing cry and get everything out of you. You don't need to be stuck in this inner conflict that you're having. And this is more internal than it is external. But be courageous. Now's the time to really be courageous in order for you to be who you truly are. No one's saying that you have to showcase your emotions externally. You can keep those private, but just have a healthy way to release that. It could be through journaling. Since you're dealing a lot right now, there's a lot of air here in your reading. Air is inner thinking, it's thoughts, it's communication, okay? So you are stuck in your heads right now, Libras. Write it out. I think if you write things out, you will start to see where you're getting confused, where you're getting stuck in your logic, in your line of thinking. And you may see areas where you thought it was a conflict, but it really isn't. So you may actually find solutions on how to fix certain areas that may have been a challenge for you that really aren't a challenge. So journaling is a great way to release these emotions. Also physical activity. I'm a big advocate for fitness. Get outside, go for a walk, go for a jog, go lift some weights. If you're really pissed off, and you're really fighting with yourself, go punch a bag. Seriously, go get a little punching bag and just beat the crap out of it until you feel better. But right now is a big time for you. You are definitely up leveling, and at the center of your reading is courage. And you've got it, Libras. You totally got it. And all this is stemming from your own personal creativity, because you are now showing up in your life in a renewed way, and you are expressing yourself in a more creative manner, which can invite external criticism. Okay? So just know that you got this, okay? All right, so moving on. We're doing another spread for you all. This is the Untamed Truth. These are a really cool set of cards that I absolutely love. Really cool artwork. Some of the messages are a little bit unconventional, but they're effective and they work. And, ooh, very nice. I like that already. First card that came out for you is Creation. And for me, that always represents the Magician card from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So you are in your Magician period, Libra, which means you are the ultimate manifestors of your destiny. You've got that energy right now, especially if you've got the Rebel in your first reading, which is coming into your divine masculine self. Okay. Ooh, very cool, very cool, very cool. Let's see. Bottom of the deck, Earth energy, reversed. Libras, tap into your Earth energy right now. You have a lot of air energy going on in your reading, and you all are air signs. So, you all may be feeling like you're spinning, you know, that there's just a lot, just like a whirlwind around you all. The only way to get that to calm down and to stop is to tap into your Earth energy, okay? Get grounded, meditate, go outside. Seriously, go out in nature. Walk your dog, take him on an extra long walk. When you're out there, take big cleansing breaths and just enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the fresh air, smell the grass. If you have grass over there. I'm in the mid-Atlantic and ours is still dry, but there are some that's peeking out, so because of spring. But just enjoy the sense of the earth, the sense of nature, okay? But you got to tap into this earth energy to help you all feel grounded. Very cool reading that came out for you on this one. So you have Creation upright. Like I was saying, this is your Magician card. You are the ultimate manifestors right now. You can manifest anything you want. This card right here is depicting Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube is literally the blueprint for the universe. What does that mean? What does that mean for you? It's time for you to start blueprinting your life, blueprinting your plans. It's time for you to start taking your plans out of the mind, out of the 5D, and bring them here to the 3D. When you start writing out what your plan is and what your next steps are, that will help you crystallize and manifest these plans into the 3D and really bring them into fruition, okay? So, interesting that you have the distortion card. It came up upright. So I feel like with all that's going on with the air signs and with the isolation and with the fighting, if I can pull these up. Yeah, these are what you have. This is just going to talk about what's going on here. All this is internal, okay? The fighting, the conflict, the isolation, all that, the sorrow, the anxiety, that's all internal, okay? That is nothing external. So I feel like some of you may be have a distorted sense of reality right now. And it may feel like what it is that's going on inside of you, this conflict, this anxiety, it could possibly be self-generated, because I'm not getting the sense that this is an external event or an external source that is causing you the stress, the anxiety, the confusion, the conflict, okay? So just know that now that you know that it is internal and it's distorting your sense of reality, you have ways to clear that up so you can come into alignment, okay? You are undergoing a cycle. We are starting a new cycle. And this is the beginning of one for you too, Libra. We started a big cycle on the 20th of March last Wednesday with the new moon in Libra. So you should be feeling extra. And like I was talking about, we're going to have 2 full moons in Libra, which is rare. So Libras, right now, right now, this next moon cycle, is the perfect time for you to create and manifest. Okay? Perfect timing. Your energy is, the energy is there for you. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. So harness the energy of the Libra full moon. Harness the energy of the Libra moon cycle. This is your time, Libras. This is your time to get centered. This is your time to start creating that plan. I mean, you know what you want here. What's the next step? What is the plan? How are you going to put that into action? So now is the time to take action, because we are also in Aries season. Okay? Aries is fire energy, and Aries is all about let's go. Let's do this. Perfect time for you all, Libra. Seriously, perfect time. And oh my God, look what came out next. Go. Okay, seriously, go. Start your engines. Get your plans going. Just trust the divine, because the next card is the unknown. Okay? We don't know where you're going to end up. We don't know what the future has in store for you yet. We're just not supposed to know yet. But for me, I kind of like the unknown, because it suggests a little bit of chaos, you know? Out of chaos breeds order. It's very dark. Sometimes you have to go through the dark to emerge in the light. There is a cyclical energy about it, which is a spiral. I'm seeing this as a spiral. Because if it's just a cycle, it's more like a hamster wheel. You're just stuck round and round and round. And that's not what this feels like. There's movement here. It's cyclical, but it's a spiral, and it's a spiral moving in. Spirals in many traditions symbolize transformation and movement. In yoga, you have the Kundalini energy, which is represented by the coiled serpent. And the coiled serpent sits at the base of your root chakra, or the base of your spine, and it moves up. That energy moves up to help the yoga practitioner achieve enlightenment. But it is a spiral. So I feel like the spiral here is divine guidance. This is your divine path. We just don't know it, but you have to trust the darkness. You have to trust your intuition that you are being guided to where you need to go. So go, Libra. You are the ultimate manifestors right now. Okay? So very cool reading so far. I am really digging it for y'all. Really. Okay. So next up is the Shamanic Oracle. I will pull 3 cards for you all. And if there's any lingering questions, let's see. Let's kind of recap as I'm shuffling. You're up-leveling your life. And you're being asked to tap in. 3 cards came out quickly, so someone has a message for you. You're up-leveling your life. It's scary. It's creating a lot of internal conflict and isolation. A lot of that anxiety and isolation and inner conflict is internal, because remember, you have sort of a distorted sense of reality right now, okay? But that can be cleared up. You're on the cycle. You're moving forward. The time for you to enact your plans is now. Can't become any more clearer than now. It came up reversed, so you may have a little bit of sense of self-doubt. But that's okay. That's why you're here. That's why we're talking about it, so you can let all that go and just move forward with your plans. Move into the great unknown, because this is where all the answers lie. And it's going to be really cool once you step inside that cool spiral. All right. Shamanic Oracle. Bottom of the deck is taming the wind. When the wind comes in, it's always a wind of change. It always has a cleansing effect, and it's going to push out anything that is no longer serving you, Libras. Okay? Where's my book? So for this part of the reading, I like to read actually from the Shamanic Oracle book for a variety of reasons. There's a lot of symbolism here in the cards. I want to make sure that you all receive the essence of the cards first, and then receive the message as it's supposed to be conveyed to you all. You have 2 cards in reverse, which means you have 2 medicine cards and 1 that is upright, which is an invitation. So, first up, you have the middle world. So in shamanism, we believe in 3 different worlds: the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. And when we journey, we can choose which world we're going to journey to in order to receive prophetic messages and messages of healing to help others. So you have the middle world, which came up reversed. I want to show it to you in the upright so you can appreciate the symbolism and its beauty. So, like I was saying, the middle world is where we live in. This is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. So, this came up as medicine for you all. The medicine piece: do not try to correct the earth. Do not try to correct in the earth what needs to be corrected in the heavens. The resources to support the change or endeavor you are considering are not readily available to you yet. So it's important to ask for help from the invisible realms, from helpers in the upper world. For now, wait. Interesting. I find it interesting just because you all receive the unknown card. So things right now are not yet known to you, and that's all right. They will be soon. So you have the Witness card. Where is it? In the middle. Came up upright, so it's an invitation for you all. And the Witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then, through our presence, they receive their own answers. So I like that, I mean, that's what the card means. It's just it's witnessing without judgment. Your stillness of presence allows you to be the mirror or reflection for other people, for them to see where their flaws are or their vulnerabilities. Okay, but that's what this means. What the message is the witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. So get out of your own way, Libras. Get out of your minds, okay? All that internal strife and conflict that you think is happening from an external source is not. That's self-generated, okay? So get deep. Think about what is causing you to self-generate some of these conflicts, and once you identify that cause, it'll clear itself up. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Okay? So, I mean, that's right along lines with what we're saying. I mean, you guys are up-leveling, coming into yourselves, your authentic selves, showing up in a different way. It's creating some conflict, but it's mostly within yourselves. But now is the time to show up and just do what it is that you're meant to do. And then finally, you have the moon, which is interesting because you just had the moon cycles in the oracle reading. And the moon here, it came up reversed, but it's just talking about like the 28-day moon cycle and harnessing the moon's energy to help you transition into the next phase of the cycle, or to help the cycle move you to where you need to be moved. Let's see. The moon has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters on Earth. This is the same power in turn affects human feelings, emotions, and mirrors the rising from or hiding back into the unconscious. So the medicine for this: first, I didn't show it upright, but she's really pretty. It's like this woman with this gorgeous dress full of like moon cycles. So this card calls you to go on a journey of renewal, just like the moon does every month, so you can get unstuck, whether from a specific situation or life in general. For this, you need to make time to be with yourself without the distractions of modern society, and have the courage to look at the unwanted or unembraced parts of your being until you arrive at a place of resolution. Shamanic lore explains that the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where people are most afraid to go. All right, Libra, so what this card is telling you to do as medicine, and this is challenging, is to dig deep and identify your core wounds. What does that mean? That means doing your shadow work. That means looking back at everything that has wounded you, going all the way back to childhood, but identifying what that root cause is, okay? A lot of these core wounds sort of create other wounds, but those other wounds aren't necessarily the core wound. They are byproducts of what that wound is. So it's deep, it's old, and it's something that probably happened in your early childhood, within your formative years, and it caused you to attract certain people into your lives, certain instances, certain experiences, because it's all energy. It's all in how we chose to interact with people at that point in time, and how we chose to attract people at that point in time because of those wounds. Now, with all this massive up-leveling that you all are doing, in order to clear that, you have to identify the root. So identify the wound. What is it? Could be abandonment. It could be criticism. It could be a whole host of things. I'm drawing a blank on what some of these core wounds can be. Abandonment is a big one. It really is. But once you identify that wound, for example, abandonment, what's the root? Okay? What happened? How did it make you feel? How did you react? And how can you fix it? And how is that root wound still impacting you today? So that's the work. That's the work that the moon is asking for you all to do in order to come into full and total alignment with yourselves. So, now that we have all that, let's tap into, let's do some love readings. Well, 2 already came out. So what I normally do, this is the Pure Love Oracle deck. It's a cute little deck of cards that has really meaningful messages. Basically, it's almost like a conversation for the divine masculines to have with the feminines and vice versa. So the first 2 cards that I pulled are for what the divine masculine would like to share for his feminine. Can't take that. A lot of stuff came out. So this is what the feminine would like to share with her masculine. I just need 2 cards. Sometimes 3 tend to come out, and I'll take them. But 2 cards seem to be ideal. I'll take that one. That one kind of wanted to pop. Let's see what else comes out for the feminine. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what the masculine would like to share for his feminine is, I'm sorry I hurt you, and I think of you as my best friend. Okay? That's pretty interesting. Because what the feminine would like to share is, we need to work on our relationship, and it is perfect timing for us now. Okay, so this is interesting. So this suggests that there is, a lot of you are in unions with your soulmates or twins. Perhaps some of you may not be. Maybe some of you are experiencing a temporary separation. It looks like the masculine did something here to create the situation or to create the separation. But it looks like both parties are receptive to working on the issue because the feminine is saying that she wants to work on the relationship and that it is perfect timing for them to do so. And, you know, the masculine is saying, hey, I think of you as my best friend. So there's a good solid foundation here for this relationship, whoever this message is for. So, you know, I think this is an easy fix. Go ahead and, you know, make that phone call or make that contact and say, let's talk about it. Let's clear the air. The only thing I will caution you guys is that we are still in Mercury retrograde. We're at the tail end. Mercury retrograde is supposed to end this Saturday, the 28th of March. So if you have this conversation between now and Saturday, just be mindful of how you're delivering your message, okay? People right now, communication is a thing, and it can spark an unnecessary argument if it's not delivered properly or correctly. So just try and be sensitive to what's going on. If the masculine is coming in to apologize, help create a safe space for him to be vulnerable and to express his feelings for you. Because it doesn't happen a lot, okay? Men tend to suppress their feelings. They hold them back, and they don't communicate as often as we would like for them to. So when they do, think of it as a gift. Feminines, give them that safe space. Do not overpower the conversation. This is not about you. They're coming to you to share a message of I'm sorry, a message of hey, let's figure this out. Afford them that opportunity to do so, okay? And you can just let them know like what it is that happened. You know, you can give your perspective, but just don't dominate the conversation, and don't make them feel less than. Don't make them feel like, don't make them feel like crap. I mean, they're here extending you an olive branch. So if you want to fix this relationship, then, make it welcoming, make it easy, make it safe for them to come through and be vulnerable with you. All right, Libras? Okay. Lastly, I always like to end my readings with the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. These always have some really cool images and really, really nice messages of inspiration and affirmation and up-leveling. So, yeah, it's really cool. But while I'm shuffling, I'm hoping that you all enjoyed this message. I'm hoping that it resonated with many of you. I hope you enjoyed my style of reading. And I just ask for you all to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And feel free to leave a comment or two down below in the discussion box. I really love to hear from you and love to know what it is that you're working on, working through. I will be checking in with you mid-month for the mid-month reading. So curious to see how all this advice is working for you. You all have some big things to do, specifically with the core wounding. That's not an easy feat, and that's going to take some time. So just be gentle with yourselves. But with everything else, with you are the masters of your destiny. Now is the time for you to create those problems, and create those plans. And the time for you now the time for you to start is now. You've got the go card, okay? So don't be afraid. Okay, so coming up, you have be in service and maintain your childlike spirit. Okay. So childlike spirit has been coming up for a lot of people. I've been doing readings all day. I'm going through each sign of the zodiac in order. And I've done a lot of readings today, and I'm seeing maintain your childlike spirit in different shape, forms, or fashions. What this means is when you approach life with a childlike enthusiasm, there's a sense of renewal, a sense of new curiosity, a sense of new creativity that goes along with it. I think that's exactly what you need in order to get your plans off the ground, Libras, okay? But look, this is a great reading. I can't wait to hear from you all next time I check in. Again, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe down below, and please comment. All right, I hope this worked out for you. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon, okay? Take care, bye-bye.